Can we talk about how difficult it can be to grieve something you know is harming you and isn't serving you anymore, but you've been dependent on for so long? Let's talk about it. I'm talking about something real specific. The gardening, the plants. Past the chip on the left hand side. You know what I'm talking about. Not only am I neurodivergent, I got some big ass feelings. I feel deeply, intensely. And I don't want to, but that's just how I'm built. So I've been in a lot of life circumstances, environments around people where I have had no choice but to be in survival mode. And that came with numbing a lot of those big feelings. And at the time, I didn't know how to process my feelings. I didn't know how to regulate my nervous system. I didn't know I had to actively regulate my nervous system. So the only thing that was left for me to do was to escape, to numb myself. So I gardened a lot. I was a big gardener. I was a garden head. I was just so dependent on gardening. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I loved it. I still do. It was like I finally, when I was gardening, it's like I finally got a break from my own mind. It's like I finally got the chance to like relax. It was euphoric in the beginning. I had fun. It felt safe. And for some time, it was what I needed. It was absolutely what I needed. But then it got to a point where I became reliant on it. And I became dependent on it. And after some time, I didn't really need to use it anymore. But by that time, I was so dependent and reliant on it. It was like a reflex. It was just a reflex. I was just doing it because that's what I knew. And oh my God, it's so hard to break out of that habit. And look, I'm not telling you to stop gardening. I'll never tell anyone to stop gardening. But dude, the grief, first of all, I was in denial about having to quit for a long time. And then once I realized that I need to stop, I need to cut back a lot because this is starting to hinder my life than progress it in any kind of way. There was no progression. It wasn't serving me anymore. And I had to literally grieve it. I remember I was in a job, and the realization hit me, and I literally cried because it feels like such a huge loss. I'm not even kidding. I cried. I literally had to grieve and cry over a goddamn plant. But it's the truth. It's the truth. When you become so reliant on something, even if it's not good for you anymore, it hurt. It hurt. But then, once I actively started to cut back and realize, it actually feels good to be sober. There's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. There's definitely, there's hope. It does feel good to be sober, but even now, I came to the realization again, I have to cut back again. And to be honest, I don't see myself ever quit. I don't think I'm ever gonna quit. But I know deep in my soul that I have to cut back significantly for my own good. I know that. And I know part of me is probably gonna have to grieve it a little bit again. But this time around, it feels a little bit easier. because I could just feel so many good things are on their way to me. I can feel it. I can feel it. And that excites me. And I know the moment I like just give myself a break and just let it go, it doesn't even have to be a forever thing. A month. I'm going to just try a month. And like I could just feel myself like even going longer than that. But like I know it's time. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. It took me a while, so be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. Because if you were using it like I was, you needed to. That's how you survived. That's how you coped. And that's okay. But once you don't have to survive and cope anymore, give yourself a chance to feel life without it and just see how it goes. And I know it's going to feel a little scary and uncomfortable, but that's okay, because I'm right here with you.